Hey, what's up guys, you good Gypsy, and I'm back here today with my BBL game for week 6. This one's going to be going up pretty late, and that is because I've actually been without internet for about a week or so. We had a pretty brutal storm where I am in Sydney, and yeah, kind of messed with our internet, so I got that fixed, and yeah, now I'll be putting up some videos. So we're here up against Panther, a very good friend of mine, and a very good player. He was my finals opponent in APA, and he actually picked up a team that Omega Jolteon drafted, and this team is definitely in the conversation for like top 3 teams in my opinion. He's got Megalop plus Mewtwo, which is just insane. Mewtwo is such a ridiculously broken mon. I don't think it's like too broken for this Ubers format, but I can appreciate how incredible it is as a mon. It's just like Unnerve with Life Orb is just, it doesn't have any counterplay. Factoring in Side Strike, like, it's just disgusting. But it's going to be a lot of fun to face Panther's team. Really solid team. He made quite a few changes to his squad. I think he kept only like a handful of mons, but he picked up Kieran Black, Tornadus T, and he picked up a few other mons, whilst keeping Mewtwo and Megalop, stuff like Crook. So really solid team. And definitely a threat to prep for. Panther himself, very good builder and a very good player. I've known him for a while, like I said, so I've kind of got some insight into his thought process as a player, and I know he likes to go in depth with his building. So I'm aware that he's going to throw some good sets at me this game. But we'll go over the team that I've built. So we have a defensive Ho-Oh. Really can cause a big issue for his team. He doesn't have a lot that can switch into Sacred Fire, and he doesn't have a lot that can actually break Ho-Oh. So I can use my Ho-Oh as a either defensive measure to a bunch of his threats, or an offensive way of pressuring him down. Then I have a bulky defog Mega Latios, just really useful for being able to check stuff like Taunty. His Kieran Black obviously gets blown away by Draco. I can take knockoffs from Crook pretty easily, and I can defog on his common rockers. I do have T-Bolt for the Empo as well. Then I have a defensive Pharaoh, just pretty standard Pharaoh, nothing really crazy about this set. Then I got a Scarf Buzzwole, which is an incredible win condition. I did pick up Buzzwole, Mega Latios, and Tapu Fini, as well as a Alolan Grimer a couple of weeks ago in free agency, so that is those are some new additions to the squad. I did a video kind of discussing that, but yeah, Buzzwole, really solid win condition. If I can remove Torn, he is really going to struggle to switch into this thing. This thing is just a threat. Really solid Revenger to Mewtwo as well, which is a massive threat to my team. So then I have a pretty interesting mage set. I am Trick Room Calm Mind with Z Fairy. He doesn't have a lot of counterplay to this Megina, and if he banks on Mirror Shift gear, like I have most of the time this season, it's really going to backfire on him, because I am obviously Trick Room on this set. And then I have a Rock Polish Soft Sand or like Earth Plate Lando. It can go ham. Yeah, Dual Stab Lando or just like Edgequake Lando breaks his team. So that is going to be the squad. We're going to jump into the match and see what Panther decided to lead with. So I want to shout out Clutch sometimes for joining my team this week, and AA Ron2420 for recording my game and passing me my graphics. So we're going to lead off with Ho-Oh. As like I mentioned, it's just so nice versus this team. He doesn't have a lot to pressure it. I can start firing off Sacred Fires right off the bat, and that is what I'm going to do. Nothing this Taunt has can kill me. He's going to go for the knock, removing my lefties, which is really certainly like nice for him, because it means I'm not getting that passive recovery each turn, but it's not the end of the world. I'm willing to make this trade, as I do get the burn on Taunt. That's a comfortable 2 KO. And now something else is taking a Sacred Fire, or he's sacking off Taunt here. So he's going to U-turn, and he's actually going to go out into his Empoleon here, which he's going to take about 40% or so from the Sacred Fire. Nice nicknames from Panther's side. Bronzor, nice reference to our APA finals game. As he takes 40%, dodges the burn, and I am just going to stay in here in Sacred Fire once again. He cannot kill me based on how well he took that hit. That first Sacred Fire, he obviously wasn't an offensive set, so he can't kill me even if he is in torrent range. And I figured he'd want to get his rocks up there, so I am going to 3 KO this Empoleon. I'm going to click Brave Bird this turn just to preserve some Sacred Fire PP. And at this point already, Ho has punched a big hole in his team, so he's got Empoleon down, which is likely his only rocker. and we've significantly weakened the Taunt with the burn and the Sacred Fire damage. So now he's going to send in his Crocodile, and this thing could be Scarfed. Honestly, it could be Scarfed looking at my team, though it's more than likely not a Scarf set, just because I do have Buzzwole, and that really puts him in a hard place if he clicks Dual Stab. So he's more than likely like a Life Orb, but like an E-Belt set, or some sort of Resist Berry with Aerial Ace coverage. So I am going to Protect to encourage him to go for the Stone Age if he does have it the following turn, as this will give me my Lando, and I can get the Intimidate drop off. Even if he wanted to go for the knock, it was fine. I comfortably lived 2 knocks from Crook. He does reveal to be Life Orb, but this is nice. I'm going to scare up the Crook and just defog those rocks away, really just removing any early game utility that Empoleon brought to his team. So gonna get those rocks out of here, as he is gonna bring in big Kyurem, and this thing is a threat. Like I mentioned, this is actually Z Kyurem, so yeah, he's got a disgusting team just like mine. So yeah, he's gonna go for the Fusion Bolt here, as he does expect me to switch out and scout for the Ice Beam, as I do bring in my Ferrothorn on his Fusion Bolt. And this does, like, Kyurem Black is strong, but this attack does absolutely nothing. That did 21 damage, which is kind of crazy. So yeah, Ferro tanking that Fusion Bolt with ease, and this turn I think I'm just gonna go for the Gyro Ball, because it killed Taunt if he wanted to come in and defog my rocks away, and it also dealt huge damage to the Kyurem, easily to a KOing. And this Gyro Ball is actually going to put Taunt in range to die from burn, which is amazing. So now Taunt's down, now Empoleon's down. He doesn't have rocks up anymore. Essentially all he's got from the first few turns of the game are knocking off my Ho-Oh's lefties and getting a -1 Life Orb Stone Edge off versus Lando. So I'm in a pretty good spot, but he is going to send in the Mewtwo. Now this thing is a monster, this thing is a threat. And you see that he showed pressure. So he showed, unlike what I expected, I was kind of expecting an unnerved Mewtwo. Really, I was expecting that. But I see pressure and I'm thinking, like, I wonder if Panther's like misgen this, in which case if he has, that's really unfortunate, because Unnerve is such a great ability. But, it might be intentional, and it actually turns out it is intentional. So he's going to go into his Mewtwo, and I'm going to respect the potential of Fire Blast or Flamethrower, and I am going to go out into my Ho-Oh here, which could obviously eat any fire hit that Mewtwo wanted to throw at me. And he's going to reveal the sub, and I'm thinking, alright, so this man's sub. Okay, so he's sub lefties, and he's pressure. So it all clicks here, and I'm like, alright, this is some sort of bulky Mewtwo. But then he reveals Calm Mind, which implies that he's obviously only got one attacking move. And if that is Psyshock, he's eternally walled by Alolan Grimer. This is some mad disrespect for my boy Alolan Grimer, but I can also respect the bring, because yeah, sub Psyshock is so clean versus me. Sub pressure with Recover on his Mewtwo allows, I don't know if he has Recover at this point, but we find that out later. He could be sub Calm Mind 2 attacks for sure, but Recover does allow him to PP stall stuff like Ferrothorn's Gyro Ball, and even my Ho-Oh's Brave Bird to an extent, though he does risk me having Toxic on the turns that he clicks Recover, or going for the Sacred Fire and getting the burn, cancelling out his lefties, stuff like that. But nonetheless, it's still a really cool set, and I know that he is he's actually going to be confirmed to be like not max special attack a few turns later, because he is going to go for a +1 Psyshock, and that's going to do less than like a fully offensive Mewtwo would do to my Ho-Oh, as Psystrike's animation is clean. This looks really, really nice on Wi-Fi. But we are going to just spam Brave Bird with Mewtwo, and what this ensures is that he will never get a sub up versus me. Even if Ho-Oh dies, I will always prevent this thing from getting a substitute up, which means that Buzzwole can always come in and revenge the following turn. And Ho-Oh has really put in the work. It's already broken down a third of his team, which is really important. And if I can prevent this Mewtwo, which is now the biggest threat to my team, from maintaining a sub, then Ho-Oh really has done its work. So we're going to click Brave Bird here, do a huge amount of damage to the Mewtwo, and then get taken out by the recoil there. But Mewtwo's left nice and low. Even after its lefties, it's in range of any Leech Life from Buzzwole. So I'm going to go into my Razor. Shout outs to anyone who gets that reference. And then I am just going to click Leech Life, as he is going to go out into his Ribombee here, which obviously does take the hit pretty well, being a Fairy type. But this is looking like a comfortable 3-KO. So if I can come in later and click Leech Life, he doesn't really have a Leech Life switch in now. But I am going to go hard out into my beginner, because I see this as an opportunity to just Trick Room up. if it's a Quiver Dance Ribombee, I've actually got a ton of Spit F, so I can easily take any hit from this thing, as he is going to go for the Moonblast, and he's actually going to throw off the Stun Spore here, being a nice kind of countermeasure to a Shift Gear set that it could be. I can definitely understand the bring, but I do reveal the Trick Room here, so Megina is going to actually outspeed everything now on his team under Trick Room, and first turn I am just going to go for the Z move. The reason I go for Z is because I want to keep my special attack in case he sends in Mewtwo the following turn. If I were just to fire for a raw floor, it would have killed Ribombee, but I would be at -1, and even though I had the Z move, I didn't want to risk not being able to kill Mewtwo if he was somehow out of range of an attack from Megina. And honestly, what he could have done is just sack off something else, force me to click Fluid Cannon again, or waste my Z on something else, meaning his Mewtwo could take a hit. So we are going to get the +1 boost, and he is going to now send in Crocodile, and this is pretty nice for me. I can just click Fluid Cannon. What I want to ensure is that his Mewtwo can never come in on my Megina at a range of special attack that I can't break his sub, or that I can't outright kill it. So I'm going to take out Crocodile here, and I'm going to get the Soul Heart boost, which after the drops and the first initial boost that I got the previous turn, I will be back at neutral. So it's pretty nice for me. He's going to bring back out his Kyurem here, and this turn, instead of just clicking Fluid Cannon, which would obviously take out the Kyurem, assuming he's not Roselli Berry, I am just going to Calm Mind up, because like I said, if I have Megina in, I want it to be able to take out Mewtwo, and a -2 Fluid Cannon probably won't be able to do the job, especially because he can just recover up on me. So I am just going to go for the Calm Mind here, and we take that Earth Power with ease, and I'm going to Calm Mind up again, even sort of just sacking this Megina off. The reason I'm playing this way is because I am parried, so it's never a reliable means of breaking his Mewtwo. I've got a far better way of killing it in my Scarf Boswell. So he's now going to reveal the Z Ice, and this is obviously going to do a ton, because yeah, Z Kyurem is too powerful. I'm really enjoying using it in the ITL. I think having that Z potential in it just makes it so fun to use. But he's going to go for the Sub-Zero Slammer, and we do take this. We do take it. Does a lot though. And now the Trick Room is going to wear off, so this means Buzzwole now outspeeds his whole team. And he's actually going to go hard into Mewtwo here as I choose to go into my Ferrothorn, preserving my Megina, as he does go into his Mewtwo. And I think this turn I do just switch hard out into my Buzzwole, because I don't want this thing to get a sub up after he clicks Recover this turn. So he's going to get back a bit of lefties, and yeah, I'm just going to go hard out into my Buzzwole, as if he Psy Strikes, it will not kill me even with a crit, and if he subs or recovers up, he won't win this exchange either. As long as he doesn't have a sub up before my Buzzwole comes in, I'm in a pretty good spot versus this Mewtwo. So I'm going to click Leech Life here. His Mewtwo is, if it doesn't die, it's going to be left really low, and like I said, I live a crit Psy Shock, but he's actually going to go hard out into his Kyurem, and this thing is going to take it's going to take about 40-45% from this Leech Life, so that's going to be really nice for us. It's going to be a 3 KO, and now his Kyurem won't be able to switch in again on a Leech Life, which means that Leech Life kind of sweeps at this point if I can get Buzzwole back in. So I'm going to switch out to my Lando here. Reason I did that, even though I obviously lived an Ice Beam from his Kyurem, because yeah, Kyurem is strong, but it's not that strong. It can't kill my Buzzwole in one hit. If he had the Rogue HP Flying, legit, this is my thought process. If he has HP Flying there, which he could do, it'd be kind of a weird bring, but it is a pretty reliable way of killing Buzzwole, and because Kyurem does have 120 base special attack and a ton of defense, it can live a hit from Buzzwole and revenge it with the Hidden Power Flying. And if he has the Hidden Power Flying, it means he doesn't have the Ice Beam, because he's shown to have Freeze Shock, he's shown to have Fusion Bolt and Earth Power. So if he's got Hidden Power Flying, he can't actually touch my Lando, and I can switch my Lando in and Rock Polish this turn, as he's either forced to click Free Shock and do the 2-turn charge, or go hard Mewtwo, and then I can click Earth Plate EQ the following turn, and either weaken Mewtwo or kill Kyurem. So that was my play, and if he did have the Hidden Power Flying, I preserved my Buzzwole in the back and could win with it later on. So that was kind of my way of assuring my victory there. So I'm going to go into my Lando, as he does reveal the Ice Beam, and this means that he doesn't have the Hidden Power Flying, and my Buzzwole can afford to just come in and click Leech Life as opposed to clicking Hammer Arm, which means it would be forced out the following turn by Mewtwo and would allow it to get a sub up. So that's obviously not what I want. So I'm going to go back into my Buzzwole here, and I'm just going to click Leech Life, and this is going to 2-KO the Kyurem, and we will be able to live the Ice Beam from the Kyurem, and we'll get a Beast Boost the following turn, meaning that we OHKO even a bulky Mewtwo. So he's going to go for the Ice Beam, and he's actually going to get the Freeze, which when this happened I was like, man, are you serious? I played this like immaculately to position my win condition to, you know, dodge any like move that could OHKO it, but he does get the Freeze, and I'm thinking, all right, this is bad. So we got to switch out Buzzwole here into sack off my Magina. At this point, Panther messaged me and he's like, man, like, I'm just gonna you can kill my Kyurem. I don't want to win this way. I don't want to win with a Freeze. And whilst I definitely appreciate the sportsmanship behind that, I wouldn't have felt right asking him to do that. So I said, no, it's fine. We'll just play it out and see if my Buzzwole can Thaw. So on the first turn, that is. So I'm gonna bring in Buzzwole, and I need my man to Thaw and click Leech Life to win this game, because otherwise, like, assuming Panther is going to play it out, he can go into Mewtwo and get a sub up and start boosting on a frozen Buzzwole. So gonna click Leech Life with my Buzzwole, as he is actually gonna switch with his Kyurem. He's gonna go hard out into his Mewtwo, and it all comes down to this: will my Buzzwole Thaw? And yeah, my man Buzzwole, big Razor Thaws turn 1, and we are gonna get the Leech Life off versus the Mewtwo. So had his Kyurem stayed in, we would have killed it and got the Beast Boost, ensuring Mewtwo died the following turn to a +1 Leech Life. But because he does go hard out into Mewtwo, we 2-KO it anyway. So thankfully that Freeze didn't actually affect the outcome of the game. But yeah, because it would have been a pretty bad way to go down here after having positioned Buzzwole the way I did. But we are able to knock it out. And he's going to bring in Kyurem here and just drop to the +1 Leech Life. So yeah, very, very fun game against Panther. Shout out to Panther for the sportsmanship. I know, like, I didn't take it, but I appreciate his offer to, you know, let me kill his, like, let me take this game despite the Freeze. I'm glad it didn't come down to that, but I wouldn't have, you know, I wouldn't have accepted there. It's just not the way I would have wanted to win this game had it gone down that way. But yeah, definitely good to see Big Buzz coming in clutch and thawing when it needed to. So yeah, that was definitely a fun one. I think Panther's like Ho-Oh matchup was pretty rough. At the same time, my Mewtwo matchup was incredibly rough, so I don't think it was like a one-sided matchup in any regard, but certainly Ho-Oh put in a huge amount of work, especially early game, and his Mewtwo did an incredible amount of work to my team. So yeah, props to Panther for the really solid build. Sub Recover Mewtwo is a set that not a lot of people would think of, and yeah, it definitely was a nice bring here. So yeah, it's going to be my week 6 game in the BBL. It is going to be up a bit late, but I hope you guys enjoyed nonetheless. And yeah, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed, and let me know what you guys thought of the game, and I'll catch you next time.